So you mentioned like a school was like kind of like a big family. So like, are there any like support like systems for students that maybe like be homesick as an international students, or like anything else to like preserve like the students' health? Anyway.
Well, we have students from 23 or 24 countries, 25 countries. Some of them have been homesick. We have, we have such a mixture of cultures.
Yeah.
My wife is Japanese, so my kids are half Japanese, half American, and even, that left them kind of in a sort of no man's land.
Yeah.
So that's a school where everybody's kind of in the same boat. You look around and you see people that are different from you, I think. So the environment itself is conducive to.
Yeah. Very diverse, inclusive.
It's diverse, so it's not as if there's somebody that's going to stand out and be left out. Everywhere you look, there's people who are different, and of course, we are parents too. And so when I interview students, I always tell them that I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about their parents. Their parents are sending their kids halfway around the world, and they're the ones that should be nervous. So a lot of them, as I would be as a parent. So I think my experience with that is that if the parents feel comfortable, if their anxiety is down, the students will also be okay. And it takes time to adjust.
Yeah.
Some of them come right in, and within 15 minutes they're in.
Yeah. Yeah, like a whole group of friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
We had a girl from Tanzania last year crying when she got here, and within a day she was smiling. So
yeah, I think that's like the great thing about boarding schools. Like, yeah, you get to like live with your friends, and like also your teachers. So obviously you spend a lot more time with them.
That's right.
And, yeah, so you get like a really like strong support group, like within a boarding school, And like there are also like a lot of international kids that are like in the same shoes as you.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I think that's like a great thing. You mentioned like you interview kids. Like while you interview, like are there any like vibe that you're looking for from a kid, or like what kind of like kids like would be a good fit for like St. Thomas More?
Well, I think that I think for the same reason that that's an interesting question. There are kids that we know are going to be good kids for us.
Yeah.
A lot of those kids, some of them lack confidence. Some of them are very friendly, but some of them lack confidence. So when I get an interview where I see that the student is nervous and shy, I figure that if I can get them to relax and smile and enjoy the experience of talking to a stranger in English while their parents are listening sometimes, that's just in some cases that's the worst possible circumstance for a kid. And so if I can get them to relax under those circumstances, then I'm confident they're going to fit in well at our school.
Yeah, I used to be like really shy too before I went to the States, and like once I went there, like my school, like everyone was like so friendly. They all said hi to me at first, which was like kind of awkward at first, but like since like after I got used to it, like it like totally gave me more confidence.
And you opened up, yes,
over like within a year even, it changed like so much. And like,
how was your English when you got there?
It wasn't bad. Like I could like speak fluently, but there's like my what should I say? My tone was like really monotonous. Like I didn't know like any slangs or like but like after my friend was like my roommate was like really talkative, so like he like I think he like really helped me like make a lot of more friends and like I guess like change the way I speak, I guess, like appear more confident, and yes, St. Thomas More is like the place that you can experience that.
The other thing that I think is unique about our school is we do have ESL for
Like,
young kids who are not like you, who have much lower English.
Yeah.
When they come their first year, we had a Korean student who was like you, who was very, very shy and quiet when he first got here. And he ended up graduating with at least as much confidence as he needed, and maybe more.
Yeah.
So we do have, that's what I used to do. That's what my specialty was, teaching English as a second language, and I taught there. So we teach English in academic emphasis, but we do the same subject areas: social studies, literature, math, science, but do it with the easier English, emphasizing academic words that are not specialty words, but they are frequency words throughout all subject areas.
Yeah, totally.
So we focused on those. So we do have that. And we don't have minimal TOEFL requirements. We like students to have some kind of measurement, whether it's the IELTS or the Duolingo, so that we know. It just gives us a starting point.
Yeah.
It tells us something.
So yeah, even if like the students aren't like as fluent in English, like they still like have like a great chance to like be more adapted to the school, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. We work with them, so we don't have a limitation for language. Usually in Korea, most students who are applying for boarding school have some.
Yeah, like TOEFL scores, SSAT. Yeah.
Right. And the TOEFL, they don't need a TOEFL score to come to our school, but they may need to take the TOEFL before they apply for college, or most of them, I think, are just taking the SAT.
Yeah, that's what I did.
You did, yeah. If they don't need to take the TOEFL, if they can take a crack at the SAT test.
So I feel like it's like a great place for like international students to come, and also like I feel like you guys are like a lot more like open to like a diverse like range of students, like a broad range of students, and I think that's like really great about this school.
Yeah.
As far as I've heard so far.
We have 25 or 26 countries, and we have gone, like a lot of schools, we have gotten into a place where we have too many from one country. We have a pretty balanced population. We may have more Japanese than a typical school our size. My wife has had a lot to do with that. But we're adding to, we've got countries in Europe now, and we have a lot more diversity, a lot more different countries, 24, 25.
I feel like, St. Thomas More is like a great school to go to, especially for international students.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So thank you so much for doing this interview.